Shrek should 100% be a mascot for moving abroad. Let me prove it to you. But first, welcome back to the ABCs of moving abroad, where I am teaching you how to move overseas letter by letter. Today, we're on the letter C, and C is for culture shock. A lot of people think culture shock is the same thing as homesickness, or that it's just those little things that are different about your culture, your home culture, and the host culture that you're now in. They'll say things like, oh, in Korea, you take your shoes off when you go into someone's house. That was a big culture shock for me. And while that's a slice of it, that's not the whole onion. This is the whole onion. It's literally a culture onion. So does that make sense? Shrek, he has layers like an onion. Culture has layers like an onion. Let's keep going. This was created by a sociologist way smarter than me. But basically, here's what it says. This outer layer, symbols. That's what people see. It's typically like flags, food, aesthetics, entertainment, language. When people say, man, I really love culture, they're usually talking about, I really love the symbols of whatever culture that is. Then, when we peel back that layer, we get into our heroes. And these are people and sometimes even characters that really embody and exemplify the prime traits of the culture. Then when we peel back that layer, we have rituals. Is that right? Rituals. These rituals are the small gestures, the greetings, the customs, the ceremonies. It's stuff like how people interact in the workplace, the weddings, the celebrations. Why do people queue here and not here? And why are they queuing at all? And then we get, boom, right to the core, the values. And these are things like independence versus interdependence and direct versus indirect communication. It's how families interact with each other and if they value birth order and what responsibilities do families have and what does a good life look like? What does that even mean? This is the part where we get tripped up because this is the part that none of us or very few of us can really verbalize. And that's not because it's bad, it's just because we have never had to do that. And when you move to a completely different culture, our programming doesn't work there. So there's this tension, this head-butting, and that's culture shock. I always like to think about this as losing a rule book that, number one, you didn't even know that you were operating from, and then having to read a new one, but it's written in invisible ink. And as I said, one of the hardest things about this process is that people don't know how to verbalize it. They don't know how to communicate it. So if you're having conflicts with someone at work and you have no idea what's going on, chances are they don't really know how to tell you what makes them uncomfortable or what's making you uncomfortable. It's really, really hard to verbalize. And I've seen this time and time again where people say, oh, I love the culture of whatever country that they're living in. And then they start peeling back some of those cultural layers and there's a lot of friction. So instead of getting curious and moving to a place of growth and understanding and acceptance, they just kind of get mad and leave. I do not want that for you at all. So if you're feeling disoriented or emotionally just kind of weird in those first few months abroad, it doesn't mean anything about your success or your failure in acclimating and assimilating to your new culture. It just means you're adjusting. You're peeling back those layers one by one. And once you understand those layers and you're willing to work through them with curiosity, and you stop expecting that outer layer, that symbols layer, to tell the entire story, that's when life gets way less frustrating and way more meaningful. If you're planning to move abroad, or if you've already moved abroad and you are looking for people who have peeled back those onion layers for years, Where To connects you with experts and advisors who know this stuff because they've lived this stuff. Always feel free to DM us, reach out, and that's C done. See you tomorrow for D.